This is AI, this is AI, this also AI. So how do we know what's real? A few years ago, we could spot it immediately, but now sometimes I can't even tell anymore. AI is telling us what to wear, predicting trends, and creating full ad campaigns. So where do we draw the line? Because right now it feels like everything is blurry at best. But before we dive in, I'm Isabel. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Because if you're into fashion and internet culture, this channel might be just for you. A little disclaimer before we start, the influence of AI in fashion is so complex and so emotionally charged that it is quite impossible to fit everything in one video, which is why I made three. I mean, we know AI is in vogue, and we will definitely get into that later, but AI is also now telling us what to wear, as in like full-blown personal stylists. But how is it doing that exact? So basically, you tell Chat GPT what you would like to look like, it gives you some prompts, you answer them, and then it scours the internet and gives you the best options for you, which sounds great if you don't like shopping. But with the addition of ads, the top choices could coincidentally end up being the ones who paid the most, and not always necessarily the best ones for you. Which leads me to trend prediction. Because if it's already telling us what to wear, then technically predicting trends wouldn't be difficult if it is the one creating them. Can AI predict trends? So technically, yes, and it's kind of already being used for that to an extent, but there are also trends AI could have never predicted because they came from places no one would have expected. These events don't have anything to do with fashion, and yet they hit pop culture in such a way that also shifted fashion. You also have brands who created trends to push their own products. A great example of this is Jacquemus. They created the giant CGI Le Bambino bag and it went viral. There is no way AI could have predicted this. And now the AI Guess ad. Alright, it's time to address the elephant in the room. Guess had an AI campaign that was featured in Vogue. Guess isn't a small brand on a small budget trying to survive. They hired Seraphine Valora, an AI marketing agency, and Seraphine Valora themselves shared with the BBC that they would charge a huge client like Guess anywhere in the low six figures. Now, to be fair, Valentina Gonzalez, co-founder of Seraphine Valora, explained that they still used a real-life model with a real photographer to take pictures of the clothes and see what poses would fit the campaign. But for most people, that wasn't enough. If you're going through all the trouble and spending so much money, get real people to do the campaign and be featured in it. Like Guess already has a history of using some of the most beautiful models in some of the most beautiful locations. What was the need for this? Now, what's interesting to me is how there's an increasing number of people who like and to some degree prefer generative AI. And so how did we get here? Quite literally, one step at a time. In March 2023, Vogue Singapore used AI avatars for their cover. There were a lot of people who were upset, but I didn't hear about this as much. It didn't go as viral. H&M started creating AI twins for their models, saying, "We are curious to explore how to showcase our fashion in new creative ways and embrace the benefits of new technology while staying true to our commitment to personal style." And according to Seraphine Valora's website, they have been featured in over 30 leading global publications, with one standout campaign alone in 28 media outlets. I'm assuming that one standout campaign is probably the Guess campaign. Mind you, this is just the beginning. Vogue might have been in some hot water a few months ago because of their American Vogue covers, but this is still one of the biggest fashion magazines and they are very influential. Even if you don't feel like they are, if Vogue says the use of generative AI is okay in this way, then it almost becomes permission for others to do the same. This ad could be a glimpse into what the future might look like. Because how far are we really willing to go for the sake of innovation? So what do you think? Are we actually moving towards innovation, or are we just losing touch with what makes fashion special? Let me know in the comments. And if you're into fashion history, deep dives, and random fashion commentary, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. See you next time. Bye.